Marcus, you recording? See? Oh shit!
So good night and welcome to another interview of the Shield Doing the Couch. Tonight I'm joined by the band Silenmara. They're a death metal band from here in Miami. So hey guys, how are you guys tonight?
Hello.
Good, man. Good. Very good.
Hello, everybody.
Yeah. So
what's up?
Yeah, all good. So if you want, let's go one by one and just say what you do in the band.
All right, I'll start.
Yeah.
I'm Reggie. I pretend to sing. No, I sing for the band. I'm the vocalist.
What's up, everyone? I'm Boris, and I'm the bass player for the band.
I'm Marcus, and I play guitars for Silenmara.
Nice.
And I am Jason, and I also play guitars in Silenmara.
Oh my God, twins.
Nice. So I was offline. I was talking that I actually saw you guys play 4 years ago on the Insomnium tour. I think it was in O'Malley's, it's the name of the pub.
Yep.
And I when I went to that, I just been here a few months, and I thought that was so fucking far away from my. When I was driving, I'm like, where in the hell is this? But yeah, it was totally worth it, and I got there, I think, just in time to watch your set. Yeah, that was a cool concert. So I want to talk a little bit about the origins of the band. I know you have one CD that you put out in 2015 and an EP, and you recently put out a new single. How did the band meet?
That's a funny story. This band started in 2008. We were all in different local bands in the area. And for example, Boris was in a band called Dementia. Reggie was in a band called Paris is Burning. And Marcus was like 7.
Yeah,
7.5. I'll have you.
No, he was. Yeah, this is already like late 90s, early 2000s. And all the bands sort of, we all played together. We all knew who each other were and all that. And Adrian was in a band called Dark Tomorrow. So there were several times that all of our bands played together, in the same venue, the same show. We just, always fist bumped and never thought that we would, put a band together like this one. So in 2000,
real quick, do you remember that day that I actually met you that day? We had a show at
The Billiards?
Duck Soup Area 7.
Oh my God.
And this dude, Jason, Jason wanted to punch, those punching bags and stuff like that.
Yeah.
The dude totally broke his hand and still shredded that same night.
Yeah.
Like a fucking G.
Yeah, I punched one of those machines and I broke my hand right here.
Yeah.
And I had to, my hand was super swollen. I had to get stitches. It was wild, man. It was wild.
Yeah, good times.
Mm-hmm.
Well, at least you could play.
Well, I mean, I don't know about all that, but it was difficult,
Yeah.
But
yeah, definitely. Like we all played in bands back in the day, right? We always used to hang out together. Then they were actually looking for a bass player, and I just ended up happening to be at Churchills, right? Just hanging out or whatever, getting a little drunk, right? And then Jason's like, "Hey, you want to try?" I'm like, "Yeah, sure," right? And we just catched up after that, and they seem to have liked me, and then that's how I had joined at that time as a bass player. We're talking about how they all started, right? Like playing bands together. Jason and Adrian got together. Reggie was in the picture. Then we had Paul, and then that's how I came in. And then same things happened again, right? We started playing live, and Marcus, I used to play. What was the band's name at the time?
Okay, so I was still playing with my then and still former high school band. We were called Epsilon at the time, and we were like these 18-year-old children basically who had like absolute like boners for Dream Theater. And so all of our music was like super Dream Theater inspired. And I distinctly remember the first time I met Jason in particular. It was when we had just played our very first real show that wasn't like a school talent show or some bullshit. Like I've been playing for a long time, right? But and I remember we finished a song and I hear screaming in the back like Jason drunkenly going, "More proggy goodness," and then after that we talked about like 2 hours or so, for about 2 hours, about guitars and stuff like that. And over the years,
You still do.
yes, but we're better about it. I'm recovering. We so basically we kind of always maintained a friendship after that point, because we had, obviously these things that we had in common. And then when Paulie, or when Paul decided that he wanted to leave Silenmara, Jason came to me, and I was like, yeah, this seems like a pretty great
Bad
move
idea.
on my part.
Okay, so you brought your love for 18-minute solos to the band.
Yeah, exactly. But like I said, I'm a recovering prog head. I've definitely grown to appreciate the art in tighter songwriting, because it makes your ideas go so much further. But that's a topic for another time.
Yeah. So talking about band influences, listening to your band, I obviously listen a lot of influence, like bands like Soilwork, In Flames. Obviously, I see your Soilwork T-shirt. Any other? Oh, and the tattoo. And I know that I think Bjorn is on one of your songs in the first album, right?
Our second album.
On our he sings a song there. So how did that happen? How did you guys how did you reach out to Bjorn?
We were on a management group from Denmark at the time, and they had a lot of Swedish bands, a lot of like melodic death metal bands on there. And our manager at the time was like, hey, this guy's kind of freelance, he's looking for some bands to do some work with. So of course, it had to do it. It was just one of those things you have to do. So after he recorded By Methods, which is I think the third song off the record Methods, and it was a title track off that record, and he just killed it. Between him and Reggie's vocals, they meshed so well together that it was just kind of a shoo-in. It worked out fantastic.
Yeah, definitely.
No, yeah, he's a great vocalist, and it's awesome that you guys got him for that song.
Yeah.
So the new single, I the Specimen, I listened to it, and it's very, there's death metal, but there's a lot of melody. What is the theme in I the Specimen?
Reggie?
Yeah, Reggie.
Well, the theme behind I the Specimen is being looked at and just being gawked at, and like, having people expect something from you all the time, and almost feel like a science experiment. You know what I mean? So
Okay, yeah. And musically, is this the I know this is like a first single. Is there like a new album in the works right now? And it will go in this direction, like this single?
No album in the works per se. We have a lot of this is like a one part out of 4 thing that we're doing. It's 4 completely different songs. None of them really share a whole lot of anything besides the musicians that are a part of the instruments. No real album. I think we're probably gonna put together a group of singles and maybe come out with an EP with everybody to have a home in eventually. But you never know what happens. We change our mind like we change the season. So
Okay.
Yeah, the sort of modern music landscape, and this is the case even within metal, kind of favors shorter promotion cycles, because if you release your album, you've kind of blown your load essentially, and you have all your songs right there, and that means that you have this one period of time where you can really promote it and have people be interested. However, if you focus using singles, you can be much more targeted with how you're releasing and promoting it and getting PR behind it, and essentially you make each song go that much further. Plus, going by the single model frees you of the need to have everything be super coherent stylistically. Not that we're going super outside of the box or anything, but it's, again, just kind of a nice thing to not have to worry too much about having the songs be super close as far as how they mesh together. And even though, as Jason said, we have this set of 1 through 4 or whatever, it's just, they're not so closely related that they should be on an EP necessarily. But
Okay.
yeah, but they're not at the same time, they're not so far removed that they couldn't fit either. They're just not intended necessarily to be together in anything all
Like,
that official.
yeah, I feel like as far as like the music, like that's a description of like Silenmara, like, right, like the death metal part, right? Because there's some of us that are really big into like death metal, and then we have like that melodic, Swedish stuff in there. So I think that's like a good description of the band. Like if you think about it, it's like that death metal with that Swedish Gothenburg kind of style, and we also bring a lot of uniqueness. Right, there's a lot of different parts, pieces that makes it us per se.
Okay, no, sure, totally. And so will you guys like release like a single like every 2 months? Are they all, is the plan to release them all this year or some this year and the next year?
As of right now, I want to say that that's kind of the plan. Like probably releasing them quarterly. I don't know if it's going to be a month apart, 2 months apart, 3 months apart, but that is the plan. But we also have a lot of other things that we're working to make it, even better. Like be able to put it out more for the listener and having more ways for them to be able to capture it per se.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I want to show here I'm going to show the artwork of the single. Who worked on the artwork for this?
That was done by Janny Stevanovic. He's the guitar player for a band called Solution 45. Solution 45 was the offshoot of Scar Symmetry after, they broke up. But yeah, he's done a lot of our artwork for the past, I'd say about 3 years. So he did I the Specimen, he did Jekyll and Hyde, and he's also done the artwork for the next single, which we're recording the video for this Sunday. So we should you'll see some more artwork from him for sure.
Nice. What's the video that you guys are recording this Sunday?
It's a heavy, yeah. The we're supposed to bookend this, like we have no real plan, but it's just all sort of happening, I guess. But we have one of the heavier songs, the heaviest song of all 4 singles is called Chakra. And we're filming the video for that one this Sunday. So hopefully in the next maybe 3 months or so, we'll have another single and another higher quality video to follow.
Okay. And that would be that song, the one that's the Chakra song. Nice.
Yes.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Okay. And you guys, I know you were competing to play in some shows. Is that competition over now or is it still ongoing?
There's a bunch of different ones that they're on, right? They're for different stages. We made it to quarterfinals on the stage to play with Rockville.
Yeah, it would have been Rockville, and for our bracket, it would have been us joining Escape the Fate on the southern leg of their tour. But that same Twitch channel does a lot of different similar types of promotions, essentially, as Boris was saying, where you can play on major stages for certain festivals, and I guess in some cases join certain bands on tour. Not like Silenmara would pair all that well with Escape the Fate, but not like we would also turn that down either if should we have won. But
no, of course you get to other people that probably don't listen to you to listen to your music and maybe gain some new fans.
Exactly.
So yeah, that would be cool. So obviously you being from Miami and South Florida, how would you describe the metal scene here in South Florida?
It's tough to say after the past 2 years, right? I mean, we all met in the scene back in the day, right? Like back in the 2000s, right? That's when I met all these guys. So there's definitely a big scene in Miami and South Florida, but after COVID, there's just not a whole lot of places for people to play. Like if you really think in like today's, places to play in Miami, Las Rosas,
Yeah,
I don't-
there's the spot in Wynwood as
This spot has been
at,
weird.
at least some people insist that's a place that we can play at. But
Yeah.
yeah, in my opinion, I think the Miami metal scene was kind of in hospice before COVID, and then COVID was kind of like the final blow that really killed a lot of it. A lot of bands that we know died, and a lot of venues died with it. Right now, we're still kind of hoping and praying for Churchills to come back, which is so funny because there was a point in time where like, damn, another Churchill show.
Yeah.
I guess.
Yeah.
But
I went to a show there once. Yeah.
it's a cool place, honestly, if you can get past the bathrooms. But
Well,
that's the best part.
there's a place in Puerto Rico called La Respuesta that I thought was a shitty venue, but then I went to Churchills and that won.
yeah, Churchill's was terrible, but we kind of loved it all the same.
Right. I saw
there,
Bad Ball and Comeback Kid there, and I thought that I would never see like a shittier venue than La Respuesta in Santurce, Puerto Rico, until I went. I think I had to call people in Puerto Rico. I'm like, oh my God, there's a shittier venue.
But Churchill's had some really great great energy to be around, you know, like you made some of the best friends. Like we had I remember talking to Boris about it at Churchills, joining the band and stuff like that. And
that's where I joined. Well, that's where I ended up drunkenly talking myself into trying out.
Nice.
Yeah. But I remember Silenmara at one point we played our first Kryptonite Fest. Remember that stuff? We played last. It's just a lot of memories. A lot of memories comes from Churchills, you know, and I think that we all wanted, you know, that type of that sanctuary where we always wanted to be, you know, always wouldn't have a problem going to, but fucking hate going there.
It was complicated. But
you know,
Reggie loved it so much that he used to drink of the floor stage.
I totally did that. I totally drank beer. Oh God, it's disgusting.
I'm surprised you didn't get COVID-20 from that shit.
Oh my God, yeah, I drank. There was some beer some beer that just fell.
PBR.
I kicked so it was PBR. I kicked it on by accident, and then I just said alcohol abuse, and I just got on my knees and just started slurping off the floor, and I totally got sick the next day. I got sick the next day for sure.
The venue's very punk rock energy. So I only went there once, but I remember, you know, like getting there. I'm like, I had no idea what the place would be like, but yeah, it rivaled that place in Puerto Rico where bands played. It's like, you know, like a dive bar, like the.
The more I think about it, the more I'm sorry, the more fucked up it is that I drank that beer off the floor. Oh my God. Well, I feel dead right now.
That's a good story, you know.
Are you having regret like 15 years too late, Reggie? I mean,
yeah, dude. I know. Whatever, man. Maybe I'll write a song about it.
So you guys being a death metal band, what is your favorite, you know, death metal album and why? And everyone can say why. And obviously everyone would have a different album.
Man.
Yeah, that's really hard.
Favorite album, man, and you're asking a big question so quickly too.
Yeah.
Damn. Well, I'm kind of not really a person who has like a single favorite album at any one point in time because I think it's kind of always changes. What I will say though is that my favorite current death metal record that came out recently was Arcspire's latest record. That was called, hang on. I
remember, that album.
Yeah, it fucking slaps, man. I love that record. They make death metal fun again.
Yeah.
That's the big thing for me.
Yeah, no, for me, I wouldn't be able to pick one. Like, I've had albums that have taken me through moments in life that like I needed that CD, that album at that moment, but to pick one, I don't.
Yeah, it's not easy.
No, I don't. I could definitely tell you like the ones that have taken me, like the albums that I remember the most that taken me through moments, right? Like maybe some BT Bam that took me through some shit in life.
Yeah.
And then hey.
Yeah, I have someone else joining.
Adrian's finally here. He's trying to connect anyway.
Yeah, we'll have him for the last minutes.
Yeah. Not AP. But yeah, BT band for definitely for me, and then Black Dahlia Murder. Black Dahlia Murder. That those first albums definitely helped me go through some shit. So.
Oh yeah, they're good. What about you, Jason?
I know.
Man, I don't even know where to begin. I think I have like every favorite album. I don't even know how to answer that. I mean, Soilwork was such a huge part of my life. Devin Townsend, Scar Symmetry. I never really got into the death metal, like into the Carnifex or Cattle Decap. I always listened to it to have fun with it, but I never listened to and said, oh man, that's fucking deep, because it really isn't. It's more of like a physical thing for me, death metal. But I mean, if I had to pick like right now, my favorite album of all time, you'd have to fucking shoot me in the head, bro. I wouldn't know. I have no idea. I have no idea.
I would argue though that maybe Pitch Black Progress from Scar Symmetry is probably pretty high up on that list.
Yeah, it's definitely in my top 5, no doubt about that. But is it number 1 though? I don't know. I don't think so.
Yep.
I don't think so. What about you, Adrian? What's your favorite death metal record? Pan con pata.
Compata. No. I would have to say it would probably be Death Symbolic.
Oof.
Yeah.
A good one.
Excellent choice.
I'm guessing you're the drummer.
Yes.
So yeah, thank you.
The background.
Yeah, I saw the background.
That's a fake drum set. I have no idea what that is.
Adrian actually plays keyboards. He plays the MIDI kit.
Yes, that.
Nice.
Reggie, what about you, bro? What's your favorite death metal record?
Or it doesn't have to be death metal, just favorite record in general.
Definitely so.
Who are we asking?
We're asking Reggie, but I think he's on mute. Okay.
There he goes.
He's too cool for us. I gotta give him a second.
I think your mic's off, Reggie.
I don't think he's talking.
No, he was, but nothing happened.
Yeah, well, we can circle back to him. So musically, obviously now you're promoting the Specimen, and where did you shoot the video?
At Seminole Theater in Homestead, downtown Homestead.
Oh yeah, nice.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that place is just fantastic.
Yes.
And we've played a show there too. A couple of shows actually.
Yeah.
Yeah. The last one was like this big breast cancer benefit concert called Margeddon. Was that Margeddon 3 officially?
No.
It wasn't?
No. And we put that was just like a benefit for making strides against breast cancer.
Okay.
Yeah, because we try to raise money for American Cancer Society through teams, and ours just happens to be the only team of musicians that raises money. Other people do it, via sports or, stuff like that. But we normally do it through death metal.
Nice, the saving lives and charity. With death.
Exactly.
Yeah. So, guys. For people who want to get, do you still have like albums, the old albums where people, can purchase the music? Where can they find it?
We definitely still have a bunch. We have our website, Silenmara.com. Yeah, you have the background on the show.
Nice.
Silenmara.com, and then that takes you to our Big Cartel, I think it is. And from there you can get it. Or come to a show. What was happening with us?
Well, when are you guys playing next? What's the next show for the band?
We play June, yeah, at Premier Billiards in West Palm Beach.
Nice. Are you guys who are you playing with on that show?
We don't even know.
Okay.
Yeah, no, I don't.
4 or 5 times by the time it
happens. Nice.
Yeah. That's the thing is after COVID, we've noticed that things have gone a little haywire. They're definitely not as organized as they used to be. So we've been finding out about shows a couple weeks before.
Well, I can tell you guys that when I first moved here, I was very surprised how punctual you guys are in shows. When you say a show is starting at 7, you really fucking start playing at 7. like back in Puerto Rico, when they say a show starts at 7, it really starts at 9. So at the beginning, I didn't get that early because I thought that it would be like in Puerto Rico, but then I got there and then I saw that like 3 bands are already played. So yeah, no, they're very punctual. Your guys are very punctual here in Florida. Like when you say something starts at a time, it starts at a time. At least that's been my experience these last 4 years.
Yeah. You gotta go to a show at Churchills if it ever opens up. You'll definitely get that experience here, because Churchills runs on Churchill's time. You know.
I went to that show in Churchills for Matt Ball and Comeback Kid, and I think it started almost on time. I can't remember right now. It's a few years ago. So guys, it was great chatting with you guys, and talking about promoting the new single, The Specimen. So hopefully in a few months we'll get the new one, Chakra. And I'm talking to bands, and a lot of bands let me know that like right now EPs are like the way to go. Like they prefer the 2 albums, and it's like a good chunk of music that you can get to it, and easier to promote as well. So yeah, I think it's part of the future. Like not a lot of people have like the patience to go through a whole album, unless you, like Marcus, you love Dream Theater and you want to listen to the Astonishing.
Yeah. Oh, you couldn't have picked a better record. Oh man, I don't like that one.
No, that's why I picked it, because it's an atrocious record.
Yeah,
it should have been called The Abomination.
Yeah, The Abomination. Yeah, it's like 3 hours or so with
it's so bad. Ballads. It's so cheesy. I fucking hate it.
Yeah.
I try to like not say strong words like I hate something, but that record is pretty rough to get through. Not much I will say.
You can say that album is pure crap.
And
but the newest one is great though. The newest one is great. It has a little bit of the older Portnoy.
Yeah, the newer ones are good, but the Astonishing, it was something. It was painful, corny, very tough album to sit through. So again, guys, hope the new video on Sunday turns out well, and everyone, you can go support Silent Mara. Buy some of the merch, go to their, are you guys on Bandcamp too, right?
Yeah.
Bandcamp and everything, and support some live music. And again, thank you again, and maybe we'll talk later on when you have more music.
Awesome.
Thank you for having us, man.
Yeah, so
thank you,
until
Hector.
next time, this is Hector, the Shield doing a couch, and I'll see you right here on the couch. Thank you and good night.
Good night.
Thank you.
Later.
See ya.